Hi, this is Basil Lewis. You're now tuned into Denia Azure Radio.
Hello, Basil Lewis. How are you?
I'm blessed and royal. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I am excited to have you on. Shout out to my girl Erica for the MBA. That's how I found you. And anytime she's talking about people on her live or in her on her TikTok, I pay attention. And you have an incredible story.
Oh man, yeah, she did. She did. She did a nice piece. I got a call that the next morning about that piece. A friend of mine saw that.
I am I am so honored to have you here. So for those of you guys who have not seen him on TikTok yet,
I'm out of here.
let me tell you, I'm just saying very little of the backstory of what I know so far. Pretty much, he's the one that made the first design for the Nike Air Revolution, correct?
And the Air Max concept too as well.
For the Air Max concept.
Yeah, if anything you see with that visible bubble and that spot right there, that's what they got that idea from off my concept.
So, so for those who don't understand, how in the world did this happen? How are you not at the Nike offices right now? Like, what happened?
You know what? I graduated my senior year. You know, every year we would get these little summer jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and so I. The story goes, my job wherever I got it was like recreational. So that year, I was asked to be a rent-a-kid coordinator. If anybody know what that means, so you're getting, if you get a job, they would just, they would rent a kid basically. So I'm like a rent-a-kid coordinator. I don't know nothing about that. I know about going to get a job, but a rent-a-kid coordinator. I'm 18 years old. I just turned 18. So here I am, got friends of mine that, I harmed the work for me. It was crazy. And so I'm getting used to the job at the same time and I'm learning something. So one day I was bored and I decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna flip the Air Force One. And this is 1985. So this is how far back it goes. And I'm like, I'm gonna call it the Night 2001. And I showed it to a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Wow, man, that's tight. Y'all send it in to Nike. See what they, I said, I'm gonna send it in. Yeah, see what they say." So I went and got the information from a sporting goods company, and within 2 weeks they wrote me back saying they was pleased with it. They was taken with the idea, not knowing at the time that that basketball sneaker department was kind of trying to build up something. You know what I'm saying? So right before that, 84, you brought in Michael Jordan. And that's what the Jordan 1 and so forth. 2 years later, I'm recruited up to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore for basketball. And I'm at this mall with some of my teammates. And when I saw the Arab Revolution, I didn't catch it at first. And I was like, yo, wait a minute. That's my idea that I sent them. Because prior before that, they had wrote me again in 86, when I touched bases back with them. They just overwhelmed too and wrote me back in 2 weeks. And so that's how they got a hold of the concept. It wasn't, yeah, like I said, it was like 2 years later when they decided to use the idea. So you had the Air Max with the visible air bubble component in that section. Then you had the Air Revolution. That's when it came to names on the strap. That's also so they both really the Air Max is a hybrid running shoe, basketball shoe. They won't tell nobody that, but that's what it is.
That is insanity. So you were here. You are. You were because you were 18 at the time, correct?
Yes.
You're 18-year-old kid. You're just like, oh my gosh, I got this really cool concept. Let me send it to Nike because I want them to see what I've done.
Right.
And and like, of course, you're not thinking like, hey, this company's gonna be like, that's awesome, and then take the idea. Because again, you're a kid. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about this is cool. Let me see if they like it. Awesome. And then let's see if we can work together.
Right. And people don't understand that. Like, when I learned how to draw, my father taught me I was 4 years old. And I could have did my own concept, but I want to take what they had and flipped it and see if they liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had two straps on the concept, to protect your ankles. Because when you're playing, basketball and stuff, you can, your ankle needs something to support the ankles. But my thing was just going to college and try to play ball. My major was commercial art. But within them, the story goes that Tinker Hatfield, who taken all the credit, he came in '85 after Peter Moore and Sonny Vasco, the guys who worked with Michael Jordan,
Right.
in the movie Air. They left to go to Adidas. So they made Hatfield, who was always there, the head of the basketball sneaker division. The same year I sent that, when he took a chance, they say he took a chance with the Arab Revolution, but then it became successful. The Jordan 3s, Michael's going to Adidas. He wanted to shoot not too low, not too high. He wanted something different than the first two. This is on their bio information. And if it wasn't for the 3s, Michael was going to head to Adidas. But the 3s ain't nothing but Arab Revolution combined and the Air Max. They're the same components with the visible air bubble. That's why they started calling it the Jordan 3s. They never said Jordan 1s or Jordan 2s, but they made that 3 because that saved him from leaving and staying at Nike.
Wow.
And then you had your 4 and 5 and everything. That whole the Nike 2001 concept is what I call it, changed the dynamics. And like I said, they only had Michael for a small window. And so when Hatfield did that, whoever gave him when I sent the idea, they took and flipped what I did when I flipped what they did. And they just ran with it, and the rest is history. Now you see Michael with the Jordans and so forth, and that's why a shirt here, it's got all the components on there.
Wow.
And and that's a fact. The movie Eric, is a subliminal attack on me, because Nike won't come out and say anything. First they stopped talking about the Arab Revolution, but you're still talking about the Air Max and the Jordans. They all have the same components, and like the Jordan 5s, they have a 23 on the side. Well, my shoe in 2001 had right underneath the same spot it was 2001. You see what I'm saying? So that magnified the whole perspective of the sneaker thing. You start seeing visible bubbles everywhere and so forth. They always say they had, worked on the air cushion and everything. That's got nothing to do with where to put the spot to where the bubble is at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that within itself, I said it created a legacy. But the whole thing, when people would ask me, look, man, if I was lying, I wouldn't have all these receipts. I didn't write myself and then certified it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then if I was wrong, they would have been came out and said something a long time ago, like, no, Mr. Lewis is lying. This not how it went. None of that. So then they went on and started talking about Tinker Hatfield. So, he's the GOAT. They just run everywhere, see the story on Netflix, whatever. I'm like, really? So then that didn't work. So then they did the movie Air, because some people are confused that I had something to do with the Jordan 1s. And I tell them, no, I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
It was 84, I'm 85. So if that was the case, then why didn't the Air Revolution and Air Max, you know what I'm saying, why didn't they come out in 85?
Exactly.
No, you talking about 2 or 3 years later. Then is it with 88? I think the Jordan's 3s. Oh, they just ran amok with it after that. Yeah. So the corruption is when you're a company talking about you support ethnics and different culture and everything. That's a lie. You ripped off an 18-year-old black kid and took advantage of the situation. Me, I didn't push. My mind was going to play, like I said, play basketball.
Yeah.
So for people ask me, said, "Base, why didn't they? They should have brought you in." Well, Hatfield probably thinking about his job. Once he got that idea, he wasn't gonna say nothing like, "Oh, we gonna run with this." Now he living like a fat rat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just that's just straight corrupt, crooked, and then in his races at the same time. Because
Yes.
if it wasn't for that concept, what would some of these NBA players? Who would they be signed with? Or
Right.
college player, whoever. Would the NFL be represented or whoever by Nike?
Right.
Yeah, that I played a big part with this company. They probably still just been more of a running shoe than anything.
Mm-hmm.
The movie ad tells it all. So at the end of the movie, when they go to Michael Jordan's talking about, as far as the Jordan
Right.
uh, company going on, why wasn't Tinker Hatfield mentioned in that movie?
Mm.
And later on at the end of the movie was, saying to build on that aspect. And the movie just didn't go nowhere. Star part and hey, what I'm saying? The creator don't like ugliness.
Right.
So they thought I'd be disappeared and gone off somewhere and probably looking like I'm smoking crack the whole 9 yards, whatever the case may be. And, it didn't work like that.
Not at all, because you're creative and you had something outside of that to begin with. I mean, and that's the thing about it is that people think that, oh, if they take one thing away from you, you're gonna call him and gonna call him back or whatever, or you're gonna fumble. No, you took your creativity and did other things with that.
Let me tell you this too. A lot of people ask, when they was, well, if you had a patent, I never told you had a patent or not. And even it's so not having a patent at 18 years old. When you write somebody several times, minute this theirs, that don't rise a patent. So I filed a lawsuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first courts in Kentucky, they try to say, well, your statute of limitation, discrimination will rise that.
No.
What they did to me was discrimination. They took advantage of my age
Mm-hmm.
and my ethnicity. Then they talking about the patent. No, they're admitted in 2 letters,
Mm-hmm.
and they were writing me back and forth. I have certified stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and admitted in the Kentucky Post that they didn't sign a confidential waiver with me when I sent it in. So then, and so they refused comment, then follow up on the story.
Right.
So then when you put in there that you get your plaintiff and defendants. Well, you got Phil Knight as defendant. And they say, well, you didn't put Michael Jordan and Tinker Hatfield. Why would you know? How would you know that if I didn't put it?
Right.
Why would one be put in one area and the rest not?
Right.
So the court went to the 6th District Court.
Mm-hmm.
They got everything lined up right. This how they played me. Oh, I didn't send it in on time. What? So then it's in the Supreme Court with a whole lot of filing going on. Because the fact is, like my attorney was telling me, she had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She was federal. They didn't know if I got in court, it was over with all the evidence. So they didn't want to go to court because it's So now it's like the settlement. But then told me my offer was too high. I got the letter. Wait, my husband offer too high, and y'all making millions by the weeks.
Off of your design.
Off that
Your
design.
offer was not too high because you're making billions. Because you made billions off of an 18-year-old child, and you're lucky you didn't ask for half the company. For real, for real.
Come on, I agree with some people. It was smart of Tinker Hatfield to say, "Man, we need to bring him in. I can work with this guy. He can really help me."
Exactly. It made so much more sense.
Right. So he was thinking about himself, and they know it's the truth. This is why they're not saying nothing. All these podcasts and shows I've been in, I got a documentary coming out, and this will be the second one. This one's coming out the fall, and it's called Sky High, Basil Lewis versus Nike story.
Wow.
Produced by Lee Zellers. Black Alumni Network set me up to go on a college tour in the fall. and I already spoke at the college that they were at Shenandoah University back in February. Where it was a sneaker ball, and they made me a keynote speaker. And they gave me an award and honor. It was, and Tolstoy. It was overwhelming though. It was like
Right.
wow, And this Shenandoah is up in Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sad because, you think about all the things that could have been, right? You could have had
Hmm.
your own line, like an official line with
Yeah, I get asked that a lot about you, and I got stuff, a lot of stuff that you watch and observe. It's like with me, and like everything is a timing, and
Mhm.
then you be patient and watch, and it's a process. Just you just gonna make shoes or whatever, it's a process to do that, But yeah, I got some stuff that's really just futuristic, that I'm working on getting out there.
Oh well, if you have a shoe line, we definitely need to talk because I need custom shoes because I'm tall. I'm 6'2". Like I need, yeah, we gonna talk.
Oh, you 6'2"?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man, I'm 6'1", 6'1.5", something like that.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", and my feet range from like a 13, 14 women's to like a
I'm
12 men's. It's frustrating. So yeah,
well,
I need custom shoes. So we definitely gonna talk.
I'm a 13, 14 man, so yeah, and then sometimes, bro, I'm trying to find some shoes on certain sizes.
But they make it so much easier for y'all, and that's so frustrating. Like Foot Locker, I'm calling y'all out, Women's Foot Locker specifically, because they stop at like 10 or 11. I was like, how? Why don't you have the exact same sizes the guys have on their Foot Locker for the women? You have all these women that have large feet that we get no love. I swear.
Right, right. Stuff be just biased by a lot of things, and,
Precisely.
and when you create, you gotta be versatile. Can't talk about the planet is big, so you got so many different levels of humans that you just can't cater to this type of humans. Like I told my friend, about the little people,
Hmm.
and they got their little boxing thing going on. So I be watching the observers. Man, why you looking at that? I said, man, that ain't fair. That's discrimination. Y'all be ashamed of yourself. There's
Right.
got to be a certain size to do certain things. What I mean,
Yeah.
like we used to the what they call the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, especially now with the WNBA, it's like what? So now the WNBA is getting more popular. So, Lady Foot Locker, what y'all gonna do? Like, are y'all actually gonna like work with the teams and get lines out that are gonna fit the teams for real? Or are we gonna
Right.
keep the same narrative of just have saying giving only certain women with big feet privilege? It should be the exact same size as you have at regular Foot Locker. It should be the exact same size as you have at Lady Foot Locker. That's it. Simple.
Yeah, there's a lot of females out there with big feet.
Hmm.
You know, that's
And we
crazy
want to
though.
wear two shoes, and we don't want to pay $1,000 to wear them. Like it's insanity.
If what I want to say, is this male chauvinist to say, you with somebody dating them and the shoes are next to each other, the woman's shoes bigger than man's shoes? Is it supposed to be like that? Or just, hey man, them your shoes? Nah, man, that's my that's my woman's shoes. I'm being silly. I'm being
No,
silly.
it is all good. It is all good. But like I said, I think the biggest thing with Meister when it comes to you is the fact of
Uh,
like he knows who you are. It's not like you're just saying like, oh, there was a company and they saw me one time and they just happened to get my design. No, you talked with them before. They know who you are. They've sent you letters. There
mhm.
should be a conversation. They should have been like, man, we messed up. Can we cut you a check? That's how it should have gone.
Right. See, they got a gag order on the people that work for them. And it's the people that work for 'em, whatever, that mention me in certain interviews in the comments, right? The thing
Mm,
is, the thing is like, okay, how are we gonna do this? It's like, okay, we go ahead and settle with him. And I ain't like I asked for a lot. I mean, there should be nothing to them. And even to the point, we'll say, how about we do this and then won't you come in with us? But it's not gonna happen because of pride. Now it's a shift of who takes the blame for this? Is it Hatfield or whoever? Who's gonna take the fall for this?
Right.
Like somebody asked me a question, and I never thought about this over the years. When they really asked me, Bays, how they get it? I said, you know what? That's a good point because I'm always talking about how they got it. When I sent it, but when I sent it, there was no name on it except Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever opened up in the mailroom or whatever, how they got it. And the crazy part about it is that they know about me because when I responded back a year later in '86, they hit me back quick. Conversation like we just been talking the whole time.
Wow.
All this is letters and information.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, people love this part.
I'm gonna
Yes.
hold on. I'm gonna put you up by yourself 1 second so you can show this. Hold on.
Did you get the emails,
I
the
did.
letters?
Yep, I did.
Okay, so I didn't
So
know
go
if you
ahead
was
and
going.
put it up to the
Yeah,
screen so you can actually see it. Because I'm gonna have this in audio, but I'm also gonna have the video up too, so people can really see this.
yeah. This is the lawsuit. Let's see, right there. Well, I filed a lawsuit. Since people were like, well, he didn't. Yeah, okay, he wouldn't be able to do this because they would have had a cease and desist against me, and then the band
Exactly.
came out like they did all these other people they suing. Then
Yep.
they're not saying anything about me. Uh, this was the original shoot. It was done. You see what I was talking about? The
Wow. Yeah.
the ad. See,
Oh my goodness, right? Because you remember, right? For those of y'all that don't remember, that little pocket like that has a different color sometimes. Wow,
it was actually it was clear.
it was
You
clear.
know,
Yep,
yeah, right. It was clear. And then let's see. This was actually the 18-year-old drawing.
wow.
Okay, so you see it
2001.
right there. You see it
Yep.
right there. So what I did is I updated the way the shoe was supposed to look, which I
Mm,
don't know why they do it back then. Because like I said, I did it probably about 40 minutes.
right.
So I'm trying to think. Yes.
That is insane. Like,
Okay, let me see here.
mm-mm. For those of y'all who are listening on the audio, he's going through the proof that he has that he created this design before Nike did.
Okay, see
Yep.
the right there.
Yep.
Now, I don't have a picture of the Air Max. I don't know where I should have got that made. But see on the strap, the name on the strap.
Yep.
Okay, they didn't have that until I sent it.
See.
Now you see this bar? That's the second strap.
Yep.
If you go back and see the Air Force One, it looks nothing like that. And there's 2001 right there underneath the swoosh. So they took this part up here with the second strap. They made one color.
Hmm.
And if you see this little color right there at the bottom towards the end, right there, that right
Yeah.
there. Okay, they took and raised it
Wow.
off that. And
Oh.
then see the color tip of it
Yeah.
right there. Okay, well, the color tip at the front of it.
Goodness.
So then later on, you come out with some years later, and then you had a wedge, the same shoe,
Wow.
which then later on formed the Jordans, as you see the
Yeah.
bubble. And then let's see, all that back there in the back, right there, you see that black, they stretched that out.
Hmm.
And same thing, the
That's
bubble,
insane.
the same spot.
Yep.
You had before, why didn't you show it? So then there was the breakdown. This is what they sent me.
Wow.
You try to say that their shoe wasn't this and that. And so
Right.
I got went the way. So like I said, that's what the breakdown was that. Certified letters. These are envelopes.
Whoa.
This is why they won't come out and say nothing. So I
Oh,
told him, I said, if that's certified, so I said, if I did this, then how in the world would I be able to pull that out? That's fraud.
exactly. Right. How would you get the Nike information?
85 letter,
Mm-mm.
another letter, another letter, letter.
Right.
This is these all certified standard top.
Mm-hmm.
Letter.
Mm-mm.
All this most of this without an attorney, just me and him going back and forth.
Wow.
That's 2012. This woman here, Jennifer Yakayama, who wrote me back, I called her. She's supposed to call me back right away. And I gave about a week. She's no longer with the company.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Uh, more letters, more letters. Then stuff going back and forth with them. There's some more. This one I was in the Kentucky Post.
Okay.
Okay. So in the Kentucky Post, Nike admitted in this one when they didn't sign a waiver with me when I
Oh.
discussed my ideas. They admitted it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And last but not least, the nicest thing they did for me other than writing me back was they sent me an 86 cal log.
Wow.
86 cal log. There's no visible bubble nowhere. But there's names on the straps though. A year later, where they never had it.
Wow.
Let's see here. They started putting Nike on the back of the shoe, the name of the shoe. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
See that? 86, they started putting the name on Nike on the strap of the shoes.
Wow.
I mean, my thing is like this. When y'all gonna prove it?
Exactly.
Oh, my fault. Let's see. More letters. That's the 86, just a year later. So there you have it.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
Yeah.
correspondence.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of correspondence.
A
So
lot.
so for them to to not all of a sudden just be like, oh, we don't know him or whatever the situation may be. If that's
Oh,
the case, we wouldn't have so much correspondence.
they kept this hush hush. The,
Of
law, the,
course
the
they did.
lawsuit was filed. The lawsuit was filed, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Everything out there who Nike sued, but nobody was talking about this. The media back then, whatever, they was quiet. They won't touch the story.
Right.
Kentucky Post was the only one, media wise, that did a story on me, made me front page.
Wow.
Nobody else wanted to touch it. Even
Mm-mm.
there's a in over when I'm from Covington, Kentucky, is where I'm from, Covington. There's a news, River City News.
Okay.
So I hit them. River City News did not do a story on me when they wouldn't touch it. And I hit them. But find out years later, there's two kids, two white kids from the same city,
Hmm.
same state, went to the same high school, working for the Jordan Company.
Okay.
And did a story on. How do you do a story on them that if I wouldn't have did what I did, what would those kids be? Who would they be signed with right now?
That part.
No, I pioneered that and made it happen. We're not going to talk about what an 18-year-old black kid did, and it's not against them because it's not their fault.
Right.
But this is where the discrimination and the racism thing come in with that. It's
Yeah.
like Phil Knight made that comment about Kyrie Irving, talking about he crossed the line. When he crossed the line, what did he do? He said he was looking at something. He didn't say
Exactly.
he hated Jews or nothing. But
Nope.
you ripped off and got Biggins and saved one of your greatest players in NBA history from an 18-year-old black kid. So who crossed the line?
Right, that part.
So, so you're not gonna come out to say, you're gonna say you and the other white guy are responsible for not only making money but getting these black athletes signing with Nike to this day.
Mm-mm-mm. And that's the saddest thing about it is that we are so used to having the situation happen that now we have to literally scream for the rooftops in order for
Right.
people to really listen. That's why I'm glad you have somebody like Erica to start the conversation because she's gone viral before on multiple occasions for speaking
Mhm.
the truth. And so, but to have somebody like that in your corner, it gives it even more legitimacy. So it wasn't even a question of like, wait, did this really happen? Oh no, she was there showing the receipts when we were in there. So I was like, I need to talk to him because this is insanity.
She told me, and you know, Erica, man, I love her. You know, I didn't know she set that thing up, man. She's, you know, like some of the stuff I did, how to approach, and you know, with the interviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She helped that a whole lot. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, you know, cuz you think you would do it? Would I do it? Sure, I'd do it. You know, I just did 2 interviews last week, and out of Richmond, Virginia, and then the other one is out in Florence, Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, the West Virginia's Totem Pole Nation. They big supporters, and and then it's the lounge that I did. The lounge is it's not for that interview's not for kids. I swear. Yeah, I had to get.
Oh no,
I,
not
I didn't do a I didn't do a Klansman out there, man. Them guys had me cracking up. They thought that you know, I was cracking them up, but she weird. I tell a story like, "Ooh, this is deep."
yeah.
Yeah, I got to see that interview. It's off the chain. I call them baby drum champs.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, so Erica, and she had spoke. She was telling me about the show and everything, so forth. I said, "Oh wow," you know. And you just honor when people ask you to speak because social media is 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 changed a lot for me in
Yes.
this situation. Because at one time I was like, you know, I just want to move in silence or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, and I remember in '93, I asked Nike for some money. Said, look,
Right.
we can, you know, and so they
Yep.
waited 4 months. I had a letter. They said, well, you asked for a large sum of money, we can't pay it, do it's gonna have your attorney contact us. Well, the attorney said he didn't want to settle. So I
Right.
so I didn't fool with him no more because he changed the whole format. So he said they want to settle, but then I got a letter, me corresponding them, they thought about for 4 months.
That's crazy.
And what they call it, allegedly, you
Right.
know. But I know what I have, and what I was told from the lawyer that I was dealing with at the time, who was a patent attorney,
Right.
who said, "Wow, yeah, you got a case." Yeah.
Absolutely. Because
So
like
I
I
went
said,
from
it wasn't as if it was a situation where like you were at an event and and possibly one of their team would have found your design somewhere and possibly got inspired. No, you were talking to them directly, and they just was just like, oh, this is dope, and not tell you.
yeah, and then the crazy part was it's political with the legal thing with lawyers. They work 1 minute, then they disappear. Or give me 2 weeks. I only tell them give me 2 weeks. Then the media thing, you send some to the media and they just, oh, okay, well, we can't do it. What you mean you can't do it? You can do a story about a cat up in a tree being rescued by a fireman, but we ain't gonna talk about this.
Right.
I know why you're gonna talk about it. You know, this thing is you're talking about with him and with Kanye, you're talking about the anti-Semitic thing. Phil
Mm.
Knight talking about somebody anti-Semitic. Well, your your people help run the media, and then you taking advantage of somebody. So if he's anti-Semitic, then you anti-Negro. You want to use the platform because they're making you billions of dollars, but you don't want to pay respect to the person that's of their people and culture who helped
Exactly.
you do it.
Hmm.
I'm not saying take all the credit. We could have worked together, but
Exactly.
you just ran with it and just keep recycling off the same shoe.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Why you recycling off the same shoe? I can take the same shoe and keep flipping it and put this
Right.
design with it and come off this and bounce with that.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, what have you done? You know what I'm saying? It's magnificent to say, guy, gone that shoe is off the chain.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, you're still flipping off the 2001 concept.
Yep. No question. So, what would you say is one of the main things you want to accomplish regarding this situation, and how would you settle it at this point?
This is what I one is being compensated. Two, recognize the situation. Three, I ain't put this out there to them. Let's build some, what I'm saying, academies for some use on the
Yeah,
street. You know what I'm saying? I got an idea of what to do as far as, the young kids having some kind of, you know, um, some positive, a mentorship, and then things that can help them guide them to certain trades and so forth like that.
absolutely.
Yeah, to give, to give back. You're taking, but you're not giving.
Right. And I feel like people don't understand how powerful it is to give back and
You're
why
right.
it's so important to pour into people and speak life into people, especially when it comes to design, especially when it comes to a situation like this,
Mhm.
because the way that they've reacted is what's going to be their downfall.
Yeah, they have internal problems now. Right now, it's going on every week. My name is coming up, and that thing
Wow.
going. We should took care of this a long time ago. Come on.
Exactly.
So you got one guy, whoever being stubborn, he's gonna go. No, you're not going away because it's all out there now and it's growing.
Exactly.
These shirts alone is just, oh man, it's crazy about these shirts. I mean, every day, hey, I need a shirt. Hey, hit me up. And people don't know social media, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun shirt, and like I said, but it shows your creativity. It shows what you've been talking about for years. It puts it in
Yeah,
plain
yeah.
text, in plain sight. It's like, look, this is what it could have been. This is what it should have been. And
And
now,
if the tree wasn't planted,
hmm
when you see right there, my concept on there, you wouldn't see the rest of the branches.
right,
And then I got in here where one of the little letterheads is certified, and then one of the letters, and then where it meant that how the three saved Michael Jordan from going to Adidas,
wow,
which
wow,
would have been a big blow. First of all, trying to
exactly.
get him was one thing. Then you could have lost him.
Mm-hmm.
So who's responsible for getting him, and who's responsible for help keeping him? You had
Right,
two to help getting. That was three.
right.
Supposedly the movie, his mother,
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Basco, Peter Moore. Then help keep him, me and Tinker Hatfield. So that's the missing piece out of that. That I'm left out of that, out of that piece.
Mm, right, and that's the thing. It's like you never want to feel like you're um like what you've done isn't worth is the he was putting on. And
Mhm.
what happened with you was the fact that this company thought that you were just going to sit back and let it go and just move on. But unfortunately for them, the internet exists. Unfortunately for them, you have people in your corner that are going to speak up about this. Unfortunately for them, they've done this to other people.
Yeah, they have.
Didn't they have a conversation regarding the actual swoosh as well?
Huh?
Because I know they were in a lawsuit at one point regarding the design of the actual swoosh.
No, 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 no. That was about the jump man.
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and got the guy's name. And what do I want to say? Yeah, I talked to their attorneys when I first heard about that. And that's been a minute ago.
That's what I'm saying. Nike, what is you doing? It seems like Nike has an issue when it comes to taking designs that aren't theirs.
Oh boy, and you take they got the nerve that somebody takes something out there, you want to sue them,
That part.
but you reap the benefits of other people's ideas,
Look.
and this when you know it's controversial. I
Mhm.
look, they can't stand with Kanye. I guess they talking about his mentality. It is what it is about who's running stuff. There's no way on in this planet, so when in this country, should nobody now be talking about this story in the media
That part.
because that's embarrassing. You can't keep embarrassed when you find out that you know what I'm saying blacks played a whole lot of parts in creating things in this country.
Absolutely.
Last thing we need to know is say they took from 18-year-old black kid and this now this symbol is all over the place, you
Right.
know, in the professional sports, the whole 9 yards. And you can't say, you know what? Even when I'm like, man, get this guy something. Because most time people won't get in anyway, but you know, you can't stop people from talking now. Now
Right.
people are asking questions.
That
You
part.
know, folks are getting tell me, man, they getting stopped with the shirts. Man, I want one. Who is that? Then they see the thing. And I tell them, man, look, tell them on you go to YouTube, Basil Lewis versus Nike, or Google Basil Lewis versus Nike. You
Exactly.
know, right. So there's a whole lot of stories on there and so forth. They didn't want to put out there that the case had got then filed up with the Supreme Court.
Oh
They
wow.
they they put all of us to put the other stuff over there where it was denied in Kentucky where I was from, the federal court, and in the 16th court. But they didn't want to put up there that out there that it was filed, you know, saying it was sent up to the Supreme Court. Just period that they talked about in the mainstream about the lawsuit. Like they doing everything possible to sweep this thing up under the table. And like you said, hope they go away. But here's the thing, they probably figured I'll go away, I forget, or maybe I'll be dead or something, or maybe I got on drugs real bad. I took care of myself for years and I had a good support system behind me.
Yes,
And
you do.
and God is my supreme force.
Yep. Yep.
You,
Exactly.
th- you think he wasn't gonna bring me back to slay a giant?
Look, you better tell them.
Yeah. So my thing, I tell anybody, well, you got listen what I'm saying. Well, you saying thing, call and ask them.
Mm-hmm.
You put money in their pocket,
Right.
ask them.
Exactly.
Somebody said, "I'm see if Tinker Hatfield." I said, "Man, I tell him like, good luck getting Tinker Hatfield to come out and say something. That man's not gonna say nothing.
Right.
They've been told not to say nothing." I did an interview in California podcast, young guys, and
Yep.
I know what people are gonna say before they even say it. So they had the guys that said there was a couple guys from Nike. They told him was coming to the show.
Right.
They wanted to do it, but they said, well, we're not allowed because he's got a lawsuit against us.
Mm.
He said, man, this is conspiracy. I said, I knew what they was gonna say before y'all even said it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they told y'all the mouth. I said, so how come y'all ain't heard about the lawsuit?
Mm-hmm. That part.
That part.
They're trying to keep it hush as possible, knowing that they were wrong. That's what it is. They were wrong. Period.
Dead wrong. You I mean, some people really understand. You know, the ones around me know.
Mm-hmm.
That that idea, there was no Tink. I don't know what Tinker Hatfield be doing. They probably just be majority running shoe company than anything.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. So, what are some of the businesses that you have done outside of this?
Oh, I'm a barber. Yeah, I'm a barber. Matter of fact, yeah, barber in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been cutting hair for years, and yeah, it's nice, man. I get good clientele, people, and good people, and then then try to be fair by 'em too, uh, because they fair with me.
Nice.
Matter, matter of fact, a lot of them even spoil me. Sometimes you never come in, they come in with some gifts or something. Hey, I got something for you out the blue. That might be brand new shoes or something or whatever. So which that it's the energy you get, the energy you get back. Me, I just like giving.
Exactly.
It's like, will I get some not? But I like to see the reaction of people because, what I'm saying, the Most High gives me so much, even when I
Yeah,
think I deserve it. So that's why it's in me to give,
exactly.
you know. And then I'll tell people, like I said up in Shenandoah University, don't worry about the haters, worry about the lovers. You
That part.
focus with them. They're gonna have their whatever is going on. They're the marketing people. But you never stop fighting what you believe in because you're gonna never know the outcome.
Most exactly. And I say it all the time. You never know who you're talking to. Always be respectful wherever you are because you never know who someone is. I think a
Yeah,
lot of people forget when you're in different events, or if you're at a hotel or whatever, you don't know. You could be talking to the owner and not even know it because they're not
right.
going to always be in a suit. They might just be plain dressed or whatever. This is why you have to be cautious of how you behave in front of everyone and just treat them with respect until they don't
Yeah,
deserve
because
it. So,
we we because we transmitters.
hmm
And I had to remind myself sometimes. Oh man, thanks. And what you say, or did you say this disrespect this person? You don't have. At least if you honest about who you are, you just do the best you can.
exactly.
And that's all you can do. And it's I know it's so chaotic everywhere. A lot of man, the frequency is
A
bad.
lot of things, a lot of things that are going on right now in
Yeah,
this
a lot going on.
to have
Shoot,
good spaces, like
referee need a
yes,
referee out there. It's, the
serious.
entertainment world need it. Hey, look here, man. Like I saw the thing with Roland Barton and Tariq Nasheed,
Mm,
about the reparations.
yeah,
But comedian Capone said it best. And like he said, he know Roland. Why you look, man? You need help. Work together. When you go in combat, you just don't use a knife. You
yeah,
got guns, machine guns, grenades, and everything else.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta come together and like, okay, let's try it on this and try it. One of them might work, or they might work together.
Right, exactly, and that's the thing about it. Like collaboration is the key to success, and so
Right.
many people don't realize how powerful collaboration is, whether it be on social media, whether it be in real life. There are ways that you can come together and really build relationships and build businesses and build up economies. And I think that's where we as people need to work at because we need to work with each other more and not just when something happens. What happens is that we
Mhm.
work together whenever there's a tragedy situation, whenever someone gets unalived or whatever, then it's like, oh, let's come together. We're all gonna work with each other. Why is it only then? We can do it all the time if you people really understood how powerful we are when we connect.
Supernatural is real.
Hmm.
When you go from cross lines, people having the same problems.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the murdering and things like that. And you go somewhere and you leave home, go somewhere else, and then you hear the same thing. You like, God dang, now how is this happening here and here and there? That's how what I'm saying things are big. Like this is small, but like now, like you said, the collaboration. When even when I did the shoe, right? I checked with my boy Tank McNear, and, and said, man, what do you think? So he gave me his opinion. Now, if he just said, man, you should take this and that and do try that, then I'm like, okay, let me try that.
Hmm.
But by asking his opinion, he was like, man, that's when I went to go send it. Everybody else that was around underneath they saw the aftermath of that. But as far as the collaboration, it started with me uh, telling him to come in the office because we always had cleaning jobs together. And it was awkward that I was working in the office and he was doing that. And I
Right.
went to go find him. I said, hey, man, come here, man. I got to show you something. He was the first person I showed and got his opinion on that. But this collaboration, when I thought, he said, yeah, got the green light. Then I said, damn, okay, boom. That's like you said, we was working together. So
Right.
I may have did it, but I still asked for his opinion on it. And that could
Mm,
have changed a whole lot of things because I'd have listened to him if he said, "Won't you add this part here?" And I'd have tried it to see how it looked,
right.
you know. And so we I don't know the thing is working against each other. And people say then we in a generation now that it's too much information. There's something else going on that we can't work together.
Oh, oh, absolutely. Well,
You
I was talking
feel-
about that live earlier. Basically, we're too distracted. We have so much information that we have so much information, but we're still so ignorant because we're not using our phones for what it should be used for. When you have the internet on your phone, you should be doing research, but yet we're too busy worrying about likes and clicks and this and then the third, and not actually presenting or researching the information that we need to be able to thrive.
right, right.
That's the problem on a real level. This is why I'm so adamant when it comes to Denari's Radio and to Next Legacy as a brand. Our biggest thing is pushing out independent brands, and for me, definitely with the focus on making sure that the African American story gets told the right
Hmm.
way, because we've been lied to for so long that as somebody that's Black and in the media, I want to make sure that our stories are getting told properly, and and you can get it from the horse's mouth. Why not? Why make up what you think they might say instead of trying to connect with that person? I mean, like, what is the story? What's happening here?
Yeah, that's true. Like I tell people supposed to be just what I'm saying the money. Yeah, that's it's working itself out with all that. The fun part that I enjoy is to go on show. I get to meet all these new people that love, and then I'm learning something, and then you get to share it, not just the story, but on other things that we can discuss and learn about. So that's
Exactly.
that's that's the thing that I'm loving the most. That's one of the biggest blessings too out of all this. You get to meet different people, and then not only that, you become cool. Like a couple people that I did some shows with, we stay in touch now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That love like that. And that's what we need instead of just the jealousy. Tell people, man, haters. It's a balance. Everybody's supposed to like you. You think everybody like you, then you're selfish. You
Right.
take what don't like you and find out what they don't like. So maybe it's something about you that you're achieving. So that motivates you to achieve even more, or even recognize yourself even more. And then with those, you stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got no choice. Like I can't hate on this person no more.
Exactly.
Unless you paid or something. Like certain people on certain networks.
Right.
You
Look.
know,
Mhm.
the black man is black man. Wait a minute, are we the only um, species that's destructive?
No, not
Come on, stop it.
not at
Stop
all. And this is
it.
why I want to consistently say, if you are part of the media and you are African American or person of color, period, it is your job, especially if you're on an independent network, to change the narrative and tell the truth about who we really are and what we're doing, and highlight all the positive things that we're doing, because we have enough people out there showcasing the negative parts of what we're doing, even though it's the same as everybody else. We just get more highlight. We get our negative things highlighted way more than we get our positive things highlighted. So
Yeah, because you've been trained over time. Like this is 2024. We having the same conversation.
that part.
See, we're repeating, repeating. We like
We're going backwards,
we're going back in time. It's like repeat, like a loop. We're in a loop
right?
about how to get this thing together or whatever.
Exactly.
Some people just possess. It is what it is.
Right.
I don't think they would even do some better than say, hey, hey, I need. We all look like we ain't got to hate each other. You got to hate nobody that don't look like you. But you know what I'm saying? So that's the angelic part about us.
Hmm.
That what I'm saying, we humble and do right. Some folks just don't do right.
That's the problem.
We ain't gonna agree. Right, we're not gonna agree on everything. Come on, like, but it should be to the point where the other forces don't agree on everything, but they agree on this. We work together to keep what we got though, and not lose it. We'll
Exactly.
deal with each other later. That's how that works. We don't had that concept yet, so we might be 1,000 years or another 150 behind. That's why we keep going in the loop with the same thing. What we need to do, what we need to do. And some folks growing up that's out there talking. Come on, now. Stop it, stop it. You know,
Absolutely.
it's
Yes.
like what's the latest? Stephen A. Smith. They come at him again about the OJ and the BT award. First of all, he found not guilty, and then it's like you worry about somebody else. Say leave that alone. You know, I mean, you got one guy out there, boxer. He's come out being a racist. You ain't say that about that. Another guy, shoot, he the truth. He got 34 counts. He's still running.
Right. We're not even
Hell,
gonna. We know we won't have the time for that one. Oh, child. But what? Can you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, follow you,
yeah,
and most importantly, book you?
yeah. You going I'm on Facebook, Basil Lewis. I'm on Instagram, Basil Lewis. I'm on X, Basil Lewis, and I'm on TikTok, Basil Lewis.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on. You are so amazing. I'm so excited to see when you get your moment and when you're able to celebrate, like the gentleman who had the super soaker and got that big old check. That's gonna be you next, I promise. Speaking of
Oh man, what about Sophia Stewart? They don't talk about.
look, wow, oh look, we not
Wow,
another show. Hold on the
that's a whole
show.
other show, ain't it? Hey,
Woo.
34 counts of another show. That sounds like a title, don't it? 34 counts of
Yes,
another show.
yes, yes, yes.
Be
Absolutely.
all be all day with that. Now I appreciate you. You're a blessing, been a blessing, and I enjoy your energy and everything. I thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I'll keep you posted. What's going on.
Most definitely. Yes, yes, you definitely gotta come back. But yeah, shout out to
Oh,
my girl Erica for the NBA for introducing you to Basil Lewis. I truly appreciate you, girl. Love you. All right,
yeah,
you
maybe
guys.
maybe we can have us on there together one day or
Oh,
something.
we
Just let me
definitely gotta
know.
do that for sure.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Take care.
Okay, you be blessed now.
Absolutely.